No questions. Okay. I think we are in 7 now, like 8. Okay, right. Yeah, so yesterday I have given some demonstration on this access methods. So if you haven't tried it, please try on this particular application. I just did some modifications to this particular application. I have added few more objects to this so that we can work out on this actually. Yeah, I think Suresh joined. Yeah, hi Suresh.
Yes, Venkat.
Yeah, so let's create a package today. So 1218, I think we are good actually. Yeah, okay. So let me copy this website link here. Right. So yesterday we have gone through this website, but we haven't implemented that actually. I think so. We just left in between, like, yeah, I think this is the one, right? Yeah, I just implemented the code. Okay, so yeah, following and child we have implemented, right? Yeah, but to be frank, we cannot use that application because the application which we worked, we temporarily changed it actually. Okay, so if you want to change it permanently, you have to create your own web page. Okay, so I just did that actually. Okay, so this is the application. So, but you might have got some idea how to use this child following sibling, following normalized space. So many things we learned actually. Okay, important things. So I'll do one thing. I will copy this as well today so that it will save my time actually. Okay. Okay. So then, like, just remove this part. This one as well. Okay. So now, all right. So what is left now is parent, ancestor, descendant, preceding self. Okay, so they are very simple. So first of all, we have to understand how it is going to work actually. Okay, so what I will do is let me go to this web page. Yeah, okay. So then click this package and launch this. Yeah, this is a page actually. Okay. Let's close this page. Okay, so we have to learn parent, ancestor, descendant, preceding self. Okay, right. So now just inspecting this part. Let me drag a little bit up and drag this one in between so that we can see the UI properly. Okay, I just added a few HTML code content here. Okay, so yeah, if you see here drop down, I just added a few like span, and under span I have some paragraph, that's some divs and all. Okay, so for example, so I think we already saw that parent and child actually, right? So this is parent. These are all child. I mean, like span, p. Okay, all these like span, div, and all are my child. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll take this text. Okay, so there is a text actually. So for this one, I can write my logic div. I can write something like this. Okay, so yeah, I have captured some text. So this text is login button. This is a one. So this is a text actually. So if you want to write your access method, I told like you have to give after your Xpath, you have to give double slash and the access method name, something like, in my case, it is a parent, colon. And if you don't know which one you want to search, simply give colon and asterisk. Okay, so once you give the asterisk, you see here immediately it went to this particular div parent. That is, this is a div. Okay, so that is login button. So this is a immediate parent of that. Okay, that is span, and it is also some text actually I have given. Okay, and then click again. Okay, see. So this is a child and this is a parent. Okay, and if suppose so I have something like input text, some text box, right? So I have some text box here. If I give this one, okay, so something like input @id equal to, okay, and if I give double slash parent colon star, you see div is the parent of this particular input. So if you observe it clearly, it is not dependent on the tag names. So the actual XPath the tag name is starts with the input, but parent tag name is div. Okay, so it's nowhere related actually. Okay, so whatever the content that contains under this particular tag name, it will be taken it as a parent. Okay, so in this case, it is a div. Okay, so div is considered as a parent. So in this, like if I identify H1, my span is going to my parent. Okay, so if you can just give it a try. Okay, so I'm just copy pasting this one here, and this is the text, right? So text brackets open keywords and H1. You see here, my span is my parent. Okay, so you can simply give span. That's it. So if you want to identify this part, okay, if you want to identify this part, so you have to give a parent colon and that particular tag name, and also you can give the XPath. Okay, no need of giving slash again. Okay, so don't give slash. Here it is a syntax error. Okay, so just give colon and the tag name, square brackets open close, and under that if it's going to be one span, that is fine. So if you have multiple spans or multiple objects, if you have and one you want to pick, in that case you can give that XPath here also. Okay, so this is a best approach. So here we are getting some span, some text here actually, so which contains like the text box and all. Right. So this is how you can identify with the parent. Okay. So it's a very simple. If you understand child, parent is quite opposite to that. Okay. So next we will see the ancestor. Instead of the parent, if I give ancestor, what will happen? Okay? And I'll remove this span and I'll give asterisk. See, if I give ancestors, it went directly into the HTML. Okay, but parent, it was identifying this particular H1 immediate parent. So it was something like a span. But here in this case, ancestor. Okay, so ancestor means it is going to the HTML, and from HTML it is going to identify some 5 tag names, 1 of 5. So if I click this drop down next result, it should come to the body, div, and span H1. See here, so it is covering my span as well. And before, after my span, I'm having some div. Okay, so it is covering my div as well here. Okay, so this is my div. Okay? And if I click up arrow, it is going to the body. Okay, so whatever the elements are there above this particular XPath, it is going to be considered as an ancestor, and it'll go for each and every tag. Okay, so you can just give a span. I think div also is there. Yeah, div also is there. Okay, so you can cover this. Okay. So this is ancestor. Ancestor means after your XPath, before your XPath. Okay. So if you give an XPath and above that XPath, if you have some content which you want to identify, it will be easy. Okay. So in this case, something like I'll just go here. I will log out. Okay. And inspect element. So double slash input ID equal to so what is that? Login. Okay, so I'll just give the login. Okay, okay, and let's give the access method name, that is ancestor colon stuff. So not getting anything here. Okay. So if you give parent, you are not getting anything. Child, you are not getting anything. Just check the XPath. So XPath is, you're having a proper XPath actually. Okay. So, but you don't have that hierarchy here. You check here. So this is something like TRTDs actually. So you have some TRTDs. Okay. So if you just identify this part, so then it will be easy actually. Okay. So let me copy this part and paste it here. I will say it as a single code. Okay, so now you can give double slash ancestor, and now you see it went to the HTML. Okay, so from T body it went into the HTML, not from that particular input tag name actually. Okay, so this should be the hierarchy. Okay, up arrow.
Venkat, I
Yeah.
had a question. So before you just had a XPath, right? For that, the ancestor doesn't shows value.
Yeah, so it is not showing a value. Example, I have a password.
Okay,
Okay, I have a
why TD is not considered as parent?
yeah,
TDTR.
I will explain. Just give me a second. Let me copy. You have to observe the hierarchy of this HTML content. Okay? So here you have a username, password. So where we are actually, this is the one. Okay, this is the one password. Okay. So password is coming under some TD. Okay, and above that you have some TR. Above that you have a T body, right? So and some form TD again. Okay, so if I just click back, so it is going to the T body directly. T body to the table. So wherever it is opening here. It is opening here. Okay, and above that. Okay. See TR. So wherever it is opening, it is just considering that part. So whereas for the login, okay, so we just checked the login, right? So we have to increase this part. Okay, I think that is what we can do. One second. This is the one. This is the one login button. Okay. Login. We have this one. So if I close this, this particular tag will be closed. So that means the opening is trtd table tr. Okay. And if you just see this one, okay, so yeah, login button. So we have 11. No, again, same. So it is starting from the body. I mean, like HTML. Second, HTML body table t body tr td. Now form table t body. Now directly it will go to the tr and td. Okay, I think we wrote the XPath. We did not write it properly. It seems like. Okay, so this is a hierarchy we are going to get it. So wherever it is just opening this link. Okay, so this particular link of those will be identified. So in this case, it will start from HTML. Directly it will go to the T body because T body is my immediate. It's not. It will not go to the head actually. It is not going to the head. It is directly going to the T body. And wherever it is open, like table, T body, TR, TD, T body. So again, like I think TR and T and input. That's it. Okay, so the opening will be considered as an ancestors link. Okay, so if you just test this one with the parent, so nothing is there for this parent. TD is my parent, input is my child. Only two things are there. So if you have multiple inputs or multiple spans, divs and all, so in that case, if you just identify that XPath, then TD will be considered as your parent. So here we have only one TD. That's it. Okay, but if you just go here and identify this TR, now T body is considered as your parent. So only immediate one will be considered as your parent. So that is a difference between parent and ancestor. So ancestor means it will start from HTML. So wherever it is opened, it will be considered as a ancestors from there. Okay. So all previous tag names will be considered actually as the ancestor. Now you understood? Is this clear? Like,
Yeah, Venkat. One more thing is for ancestor, if we have a multiple tag name, can we pass the index?
so how you are going to pass the index? Where you are going to pass the index? Oh, I mean like here, right? That's what you are saying.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, you can do that. So here, so example, I have something like this T body and T body, and it is directly going to the TR. Okay, it is directly going to TR. This one. Okay. So I'll do one thing. So TR, the two TRs are there. Which one it is? So this is the one, and this is the one. Okay. Yeah, so this one, this one. So the ancestors, it is going to verify the previous one. Okay, so that's it. Okay, so I don't think we will have a multiple tag names here. Okay, because if you identify this particular as an XPath, the ancestor will be considered as the previous one. Okay, so you got a multiple TRs here, but it is directly going to this particular TR where it is opened actually. So it will considered for the open one. Okay, so then no need of giving the indexing. So if you just give some one, so second, let me just give two, 3, 4, 0. Okay, so they are not identifying it. No, we cannot give that actually. Okay, so this will not work as an index one because it will be considered as an open one. Okay, so if you want to identify something like this particular table, so in that case you can use ancestor and directly you can just give a table here. Okay, so this will be considered if there are two tables, one, two. So if you want to consider any one, so in that case you can just give that. Okay. So it should have a multiple tag names, same tag names again and again. So in this case we have two tables. One is table this one, and another one is this one. So if you want to identify any specific table, then you can give index. If there are no duplicate tag names, then you cannot give that index. So my case, I just gave one. So if you want to give two, so it will be considered as a second one. Okay, so this is one, the complete table. So in this case, one. So this is one. Okay, so it will start from the up arrow. Okay, so it will start from the up arrow. Okay, so it will be considered as a one, and this one is considered as a two. It will not start from the top, so it will start from the bottom to up. Okay, so bottom is the first one, second one. Okay, like that. So this particular frame, this entire form will be considered as a one. So if you want to identify that part, so then it will be easy for you to give the index. But you should have the same tag name again and again. Okay, so we have two tables, and that too it should open. Okay, so in this case it is open. That is the reason it is giving multiple table. If it is not opened, in that case it will not be considered as a ancestor actually. Understood now?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you can frame your XPath actually like this. Okay, so you got a table now. Okay, so under table, so you have some tr these things, right? So what you can do, like one second, this is a password. Okay, labels there, they are labels, and under this we have the login button, and input is the right. Okay. Table, and under table we have t body, so we have to give t body, and some tr, we have to give tr. So what is a tr number and all? Okay, so you have to frame a big XPath. Okay, so if you give directly input, it will not give you the directly. So you can just select the frame, that's it. Okay, under frame, if you want to give a specific XPath, so again you have to give that index values. Okay, then only it is possible actually. Okay, so otherwise it is not possible, and we don't use much this ancestor. Okay, so generally we use following sibling, child, parent we use. Okay, right, so we'll see what is a descendant. So I'm just removing this and giving asterisk so that we'll get to know like the same example. Okay, yeah, so descendant, I don't have any descendant here, so I don't have any descendant. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll just I will copy this part. Okay, copy Xpath. Okay. Let's have this one. descendant, descendant. I'm just checking the spelling actually. Okay. So we will just copy paste it here. Okay, so we will take this example. So the example is just identifying this part. So we got two, right? Okay. So on. Okay. ID tested to. Okay. Sorry. I will just give a specific tag name div. Right. Okay, so I'm just identifying this part, and that is login button again, and I just gave a descendant. Okay, so span, FLB span, right? So this is my parent, and this is my child actually. Okay, and span is my parent, H1 is my child. But if you consider here, P and div also is there actually. So if I come down, it is going to the P, it is going to the span, it is going to span again, it is going to the div again. You see here, from the identified object. So actually the child, how the child is working, child means it will identify only H1. Okay, so instead of this one, if I give child, okay, so this complete one, it is coming, okay. Take this one. Okay. Yeah, so we got H1, H2P button, input div. So many are it is showing actually for a child, right? So let's put for single. So both child and ancestor both are working same, but there is a difference actually. Okay, so and even following. Okay, so if you just use following, okay, so 1 of 16 you're getting. So the same concept. So, but child looks for the immediate child node of the current node. So following looks for immediate child and subchild, so on. Okay, and descendant. So it's a question like, so descendant means will select all the nodes along the child, okay, axis as well as their child and their children. So like that actually. Okay, so descendant means complete flow. It is going to select. Okay, so following means we'll select all the nodes that comes after the context node. So here the context is we have a body, right? So after body, whatever is there, it is just selecting. Okay, so that's what they are saying. Like, okay, so we'll select all of the nodes that comes after the context node and their descendants, but that does not include the context node descendant. Okay, so it will not include that following one. Okay, so that means 1 second. So it is coming from H1. Okay. So it is coming from the child. Descendant is coming from the descendant. Okay. 16. So it is having the same concept. Okay, like a child will select the immediate descendant of the context node, but does not go any deeper like a descendant does. Okay, but actually child means so if it is opened, okay, so in this case, if it is opened and if this is a parent one, it will go each and every node actually. So this will be considered as a child for the body. Span is considered as a child for a body, and we also consider as a child for the body. So it will have the similar context actually. Right. So that's what they are saying here. Actually. And they explained the diagram as well. Okay. So generally child parent we can use like immediate if you want to just identify the immediate one. In that case, you can just use the child. So if you want to go in deeper, you can just use the descendant. Okay, so following means it will go up to the bottom actually. Okay, so downwards. So this is a downwards actually. Okay, so it is behaving the same way actually. Okay, so it is behaving in a same way. Let's copy and paste it here. Okay, so let's give some space. So it will select the, so if you want to select anything immediate after that, you can just use a child. Okay, so I think we already tested that before. Okay, so if you have two things, so something like a span and child. So in that case, you can just check that. Okay, so something like I have a span. Okay, so something this one. Okay, so copy Xpath. The child. Okay, so now this H1, if you want to identify, so in that case, you can just use the child actually. Okay, so if you want to go in deeper, you can just use following or descendant. So anything is fine actually. Okay. So that is actually the example. So have you understood? So these three are similar mostly. Okay, so it depends on the nodes which you are working with actually. So if you're working with the child, so immediate one, just go for the child, and following we already saw that. So it will go deeper. So it will go to the bottom. Okay, but a sibling it will change. But descendant it acts like the same thing. It will select all the nodes along the child. So that's what they are given. Okay, so child and subchild. Okay, so their children it is going to identify with the descent. So which one you want to go with? Just decide yourself. Like, okay, but these three are working same like. Okay, so if you want to go the immediate one, just use a child. So if you want to go the deeper one, you can just use following or descendant. Any one is fine actually. Okay, so any questions you have? So you can just take this up one down. One second. Down. Okay. Self is your. So this is down. This is up. I think you can use this. Just copy pasting. So this is a down. child. Upwards, you can use this one, parent. Okay. Ancestor we already saw. Okay, ancestor or self also is there. So are you and your ancestors work. Okay, and you and your sister ancestors. Then you can use or yourself. Or condition they have given actually. So or means self. Okay, so if you want to identify yourself, then you have to give self. Okay, so their given self is you. Okay, so this is a family. So previous sibling, following sibling. We already saw that the following sibling, previous sibling is the previous one. Previous also is the following the older siblings and their descendants. This already we saw descendants one. Okay. Preceding, yeah, I think preceding. 1 second. Preceding they did not give here. Preceding. I think they did not give preceding. Previous. Okay. So we'll see like proceeding. But make sure that you're using correct spelling. So otherwise it will not work. Okay, so yeah. So I just used this preceding one. It is going. So this is the one I'm just using. So what is that? Span. Let's use a span. Don't use this asterisk. Just mention the tag name so that we are clear. So I have a span here, and this span is opening in div, body, and HTML. Okay, so just copy pasting this. So I'm just giving asterisk instead of that. Okay, and it is starting from the head, not from the HTML. Okay, proceeding starting from the head. So head and under body, it is going for the first one, second one, third one, fourth one, fifth one. So it got div. Div is having only one, that is input, and span under that we already have a h1 and a p. So it is going down. So if you see here, so what it is doing is it is not identifying the header part, that is HTML body, those things it is not identifying. But ancestors, it was identifying HTML body, div, span, the all these things actually. If you see, okay, so if I just replace with the ancestor, it will identify only the opened one. So here it is not identifying the open one, it is going next to that. Okay, I mean like this is a child. Okay, for HTML, head is a child. So if you want to identify the head, you can use preceding actually. It will start from the head. It will go into the HTML and it will identify the direct head. And here it will start from the H1, H2, P, button, input and all. So your body is open, right? So it is identifying all these child items, child nodes. Okay, so these child nodes will be identified with the preceding. Okay, so the same thing we can just apply here. I think we applied for the hotel application, right? So I think we wrote some descendant there. Okay, so proceeding. Yeah. So it is going to the head again. Okay, so from head, it will go into the meta, title, and all child items. Table, child item. T-body, child item. TR. So here we can give the index. Like, okay, so if you want some TR, okay, so you can just mention which TR you want. Okay, so you can just give that. Okay, TR1, TR2. Okay, so this one you can just pass it like that. See, my case, I'm just going TR, sorry, one, oh, three, four, okay, TR. So under this we have TD, right? 1, 2, 3, okay, 2. So under that we have some input, right? Like this one. See, I got the XPath. Okay, so XPath using preceding, not the previous one. Okay, so we can just consider this also, like, okay, using your preceding, you can just find out the elements. So I just started from my login button and I'm able to identify my username, and next I can identify the password, forget password link and all that. Okay, so you just need to do that. Okay, so it is going to identify it's a sub nodes actually. Okay, so that's what it is going to do, proceeding. I think they did not give here, but that's fine. Maybe the previous one, that is all. Okay, they did not give actually. Okay, so that's fine. Yeah. So did you understand like how the proceeding is going to work? I showed on the portal application also. So using preceding, you can just identify your objects. So you should know like how it is going to behave. A child, following, and the descendant, they are all working the same way. Like, okay. So the preceding is the child item it is going to identify. This is quite different comparatively ancestor. So ancestor means it will identify this TR, this one open TRs. It will not go into the child item, child nodes. It will not go after the TR, it will not go to the TD. It will just identify this part and it will jump up. It will go to the TD, this one. And if this is open, it will go directly here. So if something you want to give the XPath at this area, you can provide that. So I don't think that ancestor is going to work much, but preceding, following sibling, child, parent. So all these things are going to be helpful actually. Okay. Because we'll not identify with this node, right? So direct with this body, I cannot identify anything because this will cover the entire screen. So nothing is there for me to cover that actually, right? So we cannot uniquely identify that. If two bodies are there, so again you have to give that index, and it will not be any object. It's a screen. It is a body means it's a complete screen. It is identified. Okay, so it's a waste actually. So any questions you have? So self, just to try from your end. Okay. So try self from your end. Okay. It is also helpful action, self. Okay. I think they already gave here, I think. Not give. I think they did not give here, but they just explained here. Okay. So self means yourself, like is your. Okay. So if you want to identify yourself, then you have to give self. Okay, so just give a try from your end actually. Okay, so I think yeah, we covered all the access methods. I just explained in oral. Practically, it is more useful actually. So whenever you use in real time, so at that time you will not get a proper XPath. There will not be proper ID names and all. In that scenario, you have to use all these stuff actually. Okay, so that time it is going to helpful actually. Okay, I just copy pasted all the text here. Please go through that. So the next session we will work out on the Selenium methods actually. Okay, so all these methods we are going to work out actually. So any questions you have? No? Yeah, please try from your end. So this is very, very useful. That's the reason I took 2 sessions actually to explain each and everything. So please go through them again and again. So write down your own XPaths. So best way to do some practice is this is a website. I think we already have that. This is a live one. So this one actually. Okay, so just try to identify these objects with the access methods. Actually. Okay, so here it is more useful. Actually. Okay, something like so you want to click on leave. Okay, so inspect. Okay. You have to come down. Okay. Yeah, this one. Okay, you see here, nothing is there. Span. There's something else like data hyphen 766 class. So it's very difficult actually. You see here. So if you want to identify this leave text, so then you have to give something like this. Okay? Span text. We already know text method. You see, this is how you have to identify. Yeah, these things you have to identify with the text only, text method. Okay. So if you want to identify any one of them, like, okay, so if you just drag a little bit down up, okay, so there is a link actually, okay, and there is a li. You see li, if there is an li, it means it's all in a same table actually. It's all in a same table. Okay, you see these are lis. These are ul. So the complete table. This is considered as a complete table ul. Okay. Under that we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So if you want to identify the complete items, you want to identify admin, pin, leave, time, and everything. So then you have to write an Xpath with these methods actually. Okay. I think we can write something like this. Okay. So if there is a OXD main, so then you have a duplicate one, you cannot do anything. Okay, there is no duplicate, that is fine. So sometimes you will have a duplicate of this also. If there is a one more menu, then you will have a duplicate one. Okay, right. So yeah, so we are just identifying this under that. So if you want to identify any specific items, so then it will be easy. Actually. See, complete dashboard it is coming. I think like yeah, complete thing it is coming till budge. Okay, and so if you want to if you want to click any one of these or something, like if you want to change something, I think nothing is there here. Okay, so admin, I'm just clicking on admin. Let's see. Oh yeah, so admin, we got so many objects here. So if you want to enter some text here, okay, so you see here nothing is there. So input data hyphen, and this is some uh, dynamic changing object. It seems like there is a class, and I don't think this class is unique. Okay, so at that time you have to catch some previous objects, something like a label name. So just check the label name. Okay, so this is a label name. So because this is not going to change, right? And they gave us some label and the name also here. Okay, so what you have to do, first you have to start from the label. Okay, I'm just telling you how you can write the XPath with the access methods. Okay, so yeah, label. See, you got one of one. So you can start from a label because you don't have any object attribute values here for the text box drop down. You see, this drop down will be a different one, I guess. Like, see, so you have a div and all. So earlier, what we have checked here in this particular application, it is a very straightforward one actually. So if I inspect it, so directly I will get select. You see, select name they gave, ID also they give. And if I click drop down, I'm getting options. But here, It's a totally different one. So it looks like a drop down. It looks like a drop down, but there is no select. You see here, you got a hyphen select here, the default one. And where is these values then? Okay, so admin, ESS, those values are not there. If you select admin, it will show admin here, only admin. It will not show that EMS. If you click the EMS, so EMS you are going to get it. So that means after clicking, you are getting this option. Okay, so you have to write a proper XPath for this to identify actually. Okay. So either you have to go with the user role, you have to identify this, then you have to click on this particular one and get that list. So much work around you have to do just for identifying this dropdown, even for text box. Okay, so just say child and check if there is any child items, nothing, no child items. Check with following if there is any following. I think following always it shows, but child it was not showing here. You see here? 1 second. Yeah. So this is a label, okay, and it doesn't have any child use. After label, no child items. Okay. So, but if I use following we already know it will go up to bottom. After label, you have a div. Okay. After div, you got a input. So each and every node it is going to identify. Okay. So what about the descendant? Now just go here and copy this. Yeah. So descendant, we don't have anything like that. Okay. So are we copying? We got descendant DEANT. Okay, so see here, nothing. We don't have any descendants here. So only following is working here actually. Okay. And I don't think the sibling also there. No siblings. Only following. It will go down. That's it. And here you have some input. So you can just give input. And again, you have some index. You see here, I just identified this with my label, not with this text box. Okay, and the two I am able to use only following, not sibling, not descendant or child, because there is no child and there is no descendant as well. Okay, so this is how it is going to work actually for you. Okay, because this is closing here actually. Okay, so after this label, if you see here, and just drag a little bit. Yeah, so this div it is closing here actually. So and we don't have any other descendant element here. So these are all complete different one. So these are all different. So it will not identify here. So after this, it is just stopping for descendant and child. Okay, so that's the reason we could not able to do it. Understood? So, but following is not like that. It will go up to the bottom. Okay, so it will not end up here actually in this tip. So that is a difference actually. Okay, so just try the self from your end. So it's a very easy one. Otherwise, we are done actually with the access methods. So best practice is this website. So please use this website for testing. Okay. Use this below website because nothing is straightforward in this website actually. Okay. It will not have a name, ID, very easy objects. It will not be given. So that's the reason I'm just giving you this website. You can just give it a try from your end. Okay. So any questions you have before we close? Hmm. So have you understood about the child, descendant, and following? How it worked actually? I think just now I showed one more example. Yeah. So just give a try from your end also, and just keep learning. Okay.